Today we're talking about conditioning. So we have a special guest today who is Danny Moguel, who's a 5-star eventer, and she's going to be talking to us about what conditioning means to her, how she conditions, and how she takes care of her horse after she conditions. But to get us started, I wanted to talk a little bit about what conditioning is. So conditioning is the act of exercising your horse to prepare their musculoskeletal and cardiovascular system to withstand a certain amount of work, including speed, impact, and duration of work. So basically, it makes your horse's bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments stronger so that they can withstand more work without injury. It also helps improve and develop better aerobic pathways, which is how your horse's body supplies oxygen to their muscles during work. And so the point of conditioning is to improve your horse's stamina over time.
Hello, today we're going to talk about conditioning. First of all, when you're conditioning your horse, you have to be very careful not to injure your horse. That means you have to know the footing, you have to know how fit is your horse and how far you can push it or not. When I'm starting a condition program with a horse, I start doing a lot of walk. I like to walk because that strengthens the horse muscles, gets fitness, but the risk of an injury is very low. So I would recommend lots of walk. Even in a regular day when you are having a jumping lesson or a dressage lesson, just go out there for a hack, 15, 20, 30 minutes if possible, before or after. That will help your horse to be stronger. So when the horses are used to do that, then you start to do your trot sets. And trot sets can start really short, like 5-minute trot sets. And then you add 2 5-minute trot sets, and then 3 3-minute trot sets. And with intervals of 2 minutes each. Once the horse is used to do that, then you start with your canter trot set, with your canter sets. So you can do 20-minute walk, then 10-minute trot, and then a canter set of 5 minutes. And you can start moving up slowly like that. And again, how far and how long? Well, depends on the level of fitness that you require, depends on the level you're gonna be showing or you're gonna want to get your horse. It's not the same to condition a horse for a beginner novice course than for a 5-star horse. So you have to be very careful how fast and how much you push your horse. Another thing you can use to make sure you are not pushing your horse beyond the point, it's watch, heart rate watch. Those are very useful, and that will give you a better idea of how much you're pushing your horse. Okay, so after a session of conditioning, horses are really sweaty, usually, after. So first thing is very important to have a cooler on their back. We have to take care of their back, so no cold weather on their backs. Why? Because the muscles contract. So we want the muscles to relax slowly. So meanwhile, we have the cooler on. We go ahead and we coat the legs off. How? With cold water. How long? Depending again on how strong and how tired the horses work. Why the legs? Because the tendons and the ligaments are there, all the way here. So make sure to cold pose around 5 minutes. You will make sure you touch the knees, the tendons, ligaments, and all the way to the hoof. Why? Because this way you go back to have cold tendons, cold ligaments, and they regrow, they go back to the original place. And you don't only do it here, you do it also in the hind leg. This horse just had a prop set with a canter set, very, very short. So I'm not icing his legs, but we also use ice boots for 20 minutes. When the horses jump or do cross country or did a really, really strong conditioning, then we use ice. But if the work was not that bad, then cold hose is enough. And now that the horses are cold tendons and some ligaments, then we can start to hose the body. So then you take the cooler off and you start to hose the horse. If they don't like the face, you don't touch the face. We can do that later on with a wet rag or a wet towel. But then now you can hose the whole body so the temperature goes back to normal. This will help them to go back to their normal temperature. One thing I almost forgot, it's really important to go and hose the cheek butts. Why? Because they usually have a lot of sweat, and you want to make sure you take that sweat away, because if you don't, then we'll have rushes and stuff. So make sure you clean this area. Okay, so to finish, just for precaution and making sure that we have really good tendons, healthy tendons, you can spray the forelegs with whatever you like. There's a lot of different brands. I like Botanica because it's natural and smells great, and of course I love it. But you can just fix with whatever product you want, and make sure you finish with a nice standing wrap.